What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Was it episode 5 of the brand new Gun to Our Heads Patreon podcast? We've had amazing guests so far. We've had amazing, hilarious shows, and today is no exception. On today's show is probably, I would say, this guest is probably somebody that I've talked about Gun to Our Head more than maybe any of my friends, because we've gotten into in-depth conversations even before we started today. Let me get into my guest, and then we will get into this. You guys know my next guest is such a dear friend of mine, so this is always means more, and I mean that. You know him from his hit TV show Impractical Jokers. You know him from his hilarious stand-up comedy tours. The one and only Sal Volcano is on the show, Gun to Our Heads. Remember we did this until 3 o'clock in the morning about cereal on the cruise?
I love it. I could do it all night long. I love it.
I mean, we
gun to head, baby. We text each other gun to head all the time.
Oh yeah, we've said, you know, if this cheese has to go, which cheese you lose in American, provolone, and here's the other thing that I want the people to know. When we do this, it's not just a 1-2. Me and Sal had multiple pages of text on Super Salad, and then we did a Zoom about it.
We absolutely did. And then, you know, what's funny, because we're doing the taste bud thing. DeRosa's like, we do soup salad. I'm like, it's retired. It was done on Gun to Head.
Super Salad's jersey is in the Raptors.
I love the one that we're about to do. I love it.
Yeah. So as you guys know, we've had micro penis versus under 5 feet. We've had getting caught cheating, getting caught masturbating. Today, we have a little something different, something I would say, Sal, I think you'd agree, that takes a lot of thought, okay? Right? I think we're talking...
There's going to be a lot of nuance discussed right now.
Yes, there's. Let's get the time. This is a half-hour show. We are, okay, so we started 2 minutes ago. Okay, so we're talking fingers and toes, people, and we're talking losing them. And we're talking which one you're going to lose, because now, before we get into losing fingers and losing toes, we were going to do, you lose an ear, a couple fingers, and then we realized why we need to talk about this, because I think we could all agree, everybody listening to this, Sal, I think you'd agree, each hand and each foot has its MVPs, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It has, you know, the argument of the hand, and I'll say this, you tell me if you agree.
Yeah.
Some people would say the thumb, because I can do this with my thumb. I could do it. Yeah. But the sleeper on the hand is really the index and pointer finger. No?
Okay. You know, it's definitely those two.
It's definitely those two.
But the thumb, I think, aren't there like not a lot of species have thumbs, right? That's what makes us who we are, right? Opposable thumbs?
I think so, yes.
I mean, we might not want to do a quick Google search, but in my head,
I think you're right. I think that the thumb allows us to do things that other species cannot do. But I got to tell you, man, when I look at my hand and I think of what I do, the index is a big boy. It's a big one.
Yeah. I mean, what do? We use index finger for, you know, pointing. Telling people that you're number one. You're telling people peace. And if you don't have it, you just tell them to fuck off. You know, you're going to use that, you know, in manual autoerotic, you know, and with a lady, you probably need that finger, or maybe
So if you're masturbating, I would say that the index is more important than the thumb, maybe, no?
I think you're going to need that thumb.
Oh, that's right. You need it for the top. Yeah.
Yeah. I think also you need it to shoot a gun.
You need it, yes. Somebody.
I'm even not even saying like laser tag. Even, you know, you need it to. You need that pointer. But the thumb, though, you got the thumbs up. You can't grab stuff without a thumb. But then you're gonna have to start using that goddamn claw that's on a stick. You know.
Okay. All right. So then let's get into this.
Can't thumb wrestle.
Now, if this is the case, because then without a thumb, there's no over the top movie.
Every real, you know, every finger has a purpose. The pinky's the real piece of shit finger, if we're being honest. And if the pinky's watching, so be it. But like, you got so much involved with every other digit. And this one is like, if you get married, honestly, you take marriage away and the ring finger, it's even called the ring finger. You take marriage away. The last two fingers here can take
You
a
said the pinky is the piece of shit. It really is the degenerate of the hand.
the pinky is the Baltic Avenue of the hand, without a doubt. Right? I mean, it's terrible. It's the Pete Best of your.
Yeah, it's the relative that you don't want over on the holidays. You're like, he's coming. That's what it is on the hand.
We could take him or leave him.
Right. Now,
Uncle Ronnie's coming. All right, but if he didn't come, we wouldn't miss.
Right. I think if anybody had gun to their head, you got to lose one finger. Everybody, 99.9% of the time, people are taking. I would say 100 is the pinky's going.
Yeah, unless I guess maybe people who do cocaine. I don't know. I'm trying to think what the pinky is really, except for symmetry. I'm really trying to figure out what the pinky is used for. Oh, hang loose.
Oh shit, dude!
Rock and roll.
You got me crying. You got me crying. All right. So, but now this brings it to the foot, okay? Because the foot has its MVPs too. The foot is balanced. The toes are balanced. The big toe is how we balance and run and walk properly. So, the question on today's gun to your head is going to be losing toes versus losing fingers. Do we want to say you lose the big toe, you lose your big toe and another toe versus losing the pointer finger and thumb? You know?
I think the toes have to be weighted for me. I think toes need to be weighted a little higher. Although the big toe, honestly, if you got to keep the big toe or your other four toes on that foot, would you choose big toe?
Oh man, I might. Yes, I might. Right? No, I think I would have to, only because for the majority of your life, you're in shoes, right?
Yeah.
And the majority of your life, nobody is seen. The majority of your life, your hands are exposed.
Right.
So this needs to be taken into consideration, because you're going to see my hands. You're going to see my hands, and I'm going to need things, you know? I lose the thumb. I lose this. I'm not open. I can't. No peanut butter and jelly sandwich for me if I'm alone.
The thumb is so major that I think when you're putting it up against a toe, you got to say almost like 5 toes. Like are we doing toes of your choice, toes and fingers of your choice? Because that's a whole nother ball game. Because if we're doing like 2 fingers versus 5 toes,
yeah.
And is that the 5 toes on 1 foot, or can you pick the 5 toes out of the 2 feet? I need the parameters here.
I think we have to go 1 hand, 1 foot. Okay, you can't be picky, and you can't say the pinky toe. We got to do this. Here's the deal. Would you rather lose? All right, this is a big one. Would you rather lose 3 toes on the same foot, including the big toe, or your thumb and your pointer finger on 1 hand? So you're losing.
I'll tell you right now. For me, with that parameter, I would argue to lose the toes and keep the fingers. I would say that's where I would skew. And you touched on why already. I mean, right now, like, people see the hand, they don't necessarily see the toes. I feel like I'd have some balance issues, but I feel like after a while it'll become second nature, and I will learn how to compensate for the balance.
Okay.
That means I'm supposed to eat dinner.
What's that?
I said that meant I'm supposed to eat dinner. For real.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm trying to eat a small meal every 2.5 hours. It's not working.
I don't mean to interrupt that with this ridiculous thing. So I think what you're saying is then, in order for you to lose the 2 major fingers on 1 hand, it would have to be all 5 toes?
Yeah, that would be a debate. I think I'm still going to go fingers, because I don't know. I've just seen, like, I think so many people have feet issues already that just deal with them. There's like the terrible rotting toes. There's people that have club foot. There's people that are in crutches all the time walking around. I mean, what am I doing with my feet? I'm walking on them. I need them to walk first and foremost. I'm not punting anything. You know, I'm not a black belt in karate, nothing like that. So this guy, for me, it's about mobility. And I think that if you lose 5 toes, I think you got the rest of the foot though. You still got the rest of the foot.
Yeah, but that's weird.
It is weird, but really only that person that's going to know is you.
Yeah.
Whoever you decide to, well, I'll tell you right now, though, barbecues and pool parties are probably done.
Yeah, that's the thing. Summertime, sandals are gone. And it might mean that you might need a cane the rest of your life because there really is no balance.
I don't know. See, this is an important thing. Do you think that there's no balance without that big toe, without the toes? You don't think you learn how to compensate and you just kind of like hobble?
My stepfather almost lost his big toe a few years back. It actually worked out where he didn't, and it's completely fine now. But one thing he was super depressed about is if he did, any kind of activity he did was gone. But here's the thing. You don't want to caress your girl's hair or your date's hair with 3. You can't say some gangster shit to her like, no matter what happens with this, I'm here. And then you do this. You can't say some and then caress like this. That's the fucked up thing.
Could I cut the rest of my foot off and put on one of those bionic feet? No, because you see these people are getting endorsement deals. It's unbelievable. They're bit better than ever. They're better than what we could do with our regular feet. No, we got to stick to the toes, right? The thing about it is, man, shoes are going to be all jacked up because you're a size 11 and a size 8.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, I'm crying just thinking of an endorsement deal.
You could do what we do with wiffle ball bats.
Oh shit.
I could take some newspaper and wet it and just put it to the front of my sneaker to make up for that toe loss there. To fill the sneaker up.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? I mean, what are you gonna do if we like, oh Sal, all of us are getting together, we're going to the beach, we're gonna camp on the beach for 3 nights. I mean, then what are you gonna do? I mean, you're gonna have to bring stuff.
I'm not gonna hide my feet, my missing toes from you. I'm gonna have to come clean and be like, just be warned. I'm gonna have one good-looking foot and one foot that is gonna be questionable. Because if I did it to my hands, you'd see it. Right. So why am I gonna hide the foot? Right. I gotta treat it the same way I would treat the hand. My hands, I use so much more. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, it's like.
I got one. You ready?
If you lost 2 fingers, you could be as agile as you still were as far as like walking, running, jumping, walking up steps, anything you want really. I've seen those videos where someone like has issues with their hands and they've become very, very proficient in like doing everything they did with their hands with their feet. Now, I don't think I have that in my DNA. Like I watched a woman, I swear to God, she was using a frying pan and cooking dinner with her feet.
Wow.
But then again, I seen someone missing the lower half of their torso and they're just running on their hands.
Hold on. What was she cooking?
I think it was, believe it or not, I think it might have been eggs.
Wow.
I think it was. I think she even cracked the goddamn egg with her feet. Now, she's a superwoman. I don't know if I could do that, but
this is a big part of this. Are you lefty or righty?
I'm righty.
So would you lose the 2 fingers on the left hand?
Oof.
And then you get your feet.
And so where are the 5 toes coming to? Can I pick and choose the toes? It's got to be a big toe.
Oh, that's non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
I mean, the big toe, it's got to be part of this.
Oh, my.
I mean, if you're taking away the thumb and the pointer, if I'm an agent and we're working out a contract, I mean, and we negotiate here, the big toe's gone.
The big toe is gone.
The big toe's gone. I mean, look, you're losing these 2. These are big boys right here.
Yeah, you can't even like make a woo symbol anymore.
You can't do that.
Diamond Dallas Page. You can't do anything. Really. You can't thumbs up. You can't be like this guy.
Even what about a scratch off?
Point and shoot. Yeah, you can't. Well, you do it.
I mean, you'd have to.
You gotta start doing everything with your left hand. You know how frustrating that is.
Yeah.
You ever do that? You ever be like this hand's tied up and you're like trying to do something like this hand? Like I don't even know. Like I can't do much with this hand.
Well, you can't do much with your left.
Not really. I mean, like I don't know. I mean, like you hold a bat and stuff, but like when I'm doing everything, if I had to do it with just the left, I guess it's gonna take time to learn. If I was a more athletic person, let me ask you this: if you're an athlete, what affects you more? 5 toes off the foot, or this off your hand? I mean, what's going to affect you more if you are someone that's into exercise or sports or something.
But listen, we got to look at it like this. We're forgetting one element. We've left out a big element here.
Okay.
And what it is it's our profession. So now if you have to go to work, okay, if you're on the set somewhere, if you get a movie somewhere, we got to do stand up. We got to go to the airport. That's feet. Okay. So, it's rush hour. You get to the airport late. Now all of a sudden they say, gate number Delta flight so-and-so to Atlanta, and you got a club foot. You got a foot, So it's just a tough.
You don't think if I lose all 5 toes, I'm gonna have a lifetime membership to that little fucking cart they have in the thing? That shit's gonna screech up every time I get there. Otherwise, I'm gonna sue them for discrimination.
I think as a stand-up comic,
this is crazy because I thought you were gonna say, "Don't forget, stand up. We gotta hold a mic."
Oh,
but I guess you can hold it.
Yeah. See, the thing with stand-up is you don't have to be that athletic to have it in your opposite hand. So if I'm a righty, which I am, and I lose these two, which would be devastating, but what I'll do is I would definitely on stage do one of these, or it would be low. It would be low, maybe in the pocket. I'd have like a light jacket on underneath. It would always be there.
What about this? You're saying take these 2 off my right hand. Now, I can't fight worth a lick, but the only thing I might have a chance at is if I ever was really pushed to the limit, I'm going to probably throw one right-handed haymaker, hope it lands, and I don't get knocked out. So if you're taking my thumb and my pointer, that fist is going to be I'm almost going to lose like the major way that I would defend myself. Like 5 toes off if I get the toes off, that's still a mass of something down there. I could still throw a nice kick with no toes.
Hey, listen, that one NFL kicker had no toes. Dempsey, they cut his toes off and he kicked a record thing because he had like a club foot. So he just booted it. Yeah, I mean, that's just really. Can you walk with no toes?
I wish you got access to. Can you? I'm sure it's a case to case basis. They can't just blanketly say you can't. No, I've seen these. These stories. These people. You ever watch like People Are Awesome? It's these people overcoming adversities, right?
Yeah.
I think I could overcome missing 5 toes more than I can overcome. I gotta think that this is more of an inconvenience. What about this, babe? What about this? For those that indulge, look at me. What about that? How do you do that? I guess you do it with this hand.
All right, there's a picture.
That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. That's wild. Wait, is that real?
Yeah, you know what?
God bless.
I think I have to agree though. I think the foot. Listen, if I have to sacrifice Summers, I can just keep it covered, and I think I would do everything I can. You could also lean on a stool.
I'm already thinking of inventions. Like a sandal, not a tongue, but like a regular like a slipper where it's just the band.
Yeah.
So your feet would stop, toes would not come out that other end.
All right, you know what? I just thought about it.
Prosthetic toes, and you glue them to the shoe so that when you put the sandal on, you got the prosthetic toes popping out the other end, even though your foot ends halfway through.
I would be staring at that at the beach all day long. I would just be staring. Let's just, there's an elephant in the room. Let's get rid of it. You ready?
Yeah.
Your foot or your hand. One's got to go, gun to your head. Let's just, you know what? We're beating around the bush here, and we're doing the fingers and toes. You lose a foot, you lose a hand. Which is going? Your your right hand or your right foot gone?
Oh, I gotta go right foot. I gotta.
You'd lose the right foot.
Yeah, because like they've come a long way with prosthetics. They have, and I just can't see. Can I tell you? Okay, I was in a shoe store on 8th Street in Manhattan about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe 20, maybe even more. Maybe let's call it 20 years ago. And I was with my one friend, and there was a group of people in there a little younger than us,
Yeah.
and one of the people was from the real world, whichever one was out at that time. I don't remember who or how.
Yeah.
And that person from the real world, we were like, oh, I think I recognize that person from the real world. And then we're like, yeah. And then we looked at, like, they were with a group of people. So when one of the girls in there, she was voluptuous, and and she had on I mean, as low cut as you can get before seeing areola. She
Okay.
had on a very, very low cut tank top, and she had, I mean, a bosom like they were the size of my head. They were so out there. It was like you couldn't even look if you wanted to not be look. It was like it was insane. It was just like,
And they were real.
real. I just couldn't believe. You wouldn't believe how much surface area of flesh was showing.
Right.
And so she was in like a tank top, and they were very much on display. And I was like, Jesus Lord. And so we walked out, and my friend goes, did you happen to catch the people that were with the girl from the real world? And I go, yeah, I saw the group. And he goes, did you see the girl in the tank top? And I go, yeah, like I couldn't believe like how low cut that was. And he goes, did you notice anything else about her? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, anything else? Did you notice anything else about her? And I said, no. And he goes, go back in. Come back out. Tell me what you see. I went back in, and the girl had no arm. She was in a tank top, and her arm ended right there. And she had only one of the two of the set. And I didn't even notice it because her boobs were so like in everyone's face that I didn't see it. And I was blown away. So what I'm saying here is there is hope for you if you lose, a hand or a foot, because dude, I was in shock myself.
Oh,
it was like, she
good for her. You know something?
She was clearly very like, like lives like that, at peace with it, nothing to hide, very, not that there's nothing wrong with it to begin with, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes if there's a swinging sleeve, you might think it's an arm, but she was in a tank. But it was like on full display. Didn't notice that she didn't have an arm because of the bosom.
Oh, dude.
What I'm saying is,
good for her to have that and go, you know what I'm going to do? Okay. You guys. Yeah, fucking arm with these things, right? Who gives a shit about an arm with these things? Good for her. The fact that you didn't notice is so fucking funny.
I don't think anyone would have noticed. Like, you know what I mean? It's not even like, oh, I'm the boob guy. Like, I don't think anyone would have noticed. But we were crying, laughing that I didn't notice. But what I'm saying is, it's not like you're not written off if you're losing an appendage or a hand. You know what I mean? Like, so that makes a case for the hand. I don't know. I still get myself a really nice prosthetic. I mean, I've seen people that can dominate me in a foot race that have no legs.
Right.
So I'm going, give me the foot of steel, like the $6 million foot, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I keep the hand, because if you take this away from me, I'm a shell of myself. I can't do anything. I can't even make a peanut butter and jelly. This is useless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or even if I did, it's just going to be annoying. I mean, I just think that I'm going to need this to do everything from All
right. What if I threw in one testicle, but does that do anything or no?
Well, wait, hold on. You threw in a testicle, so now I have three?
No.
Wait, you're throwing in what? I got a testicle for a foot? What do you mean?
Got another testicle in the ball bag. You got three. No, you throw in a testicle comes out.
So you're not throwing in a testicle. You're taking out a testicle.
I'm taking out a testicle. Does that do anything to this?
Lose a hand, or lose my right hand or my right foot and a testicle?
You could keep the hand, but the right foot and one testicle goes with. Does that do anything?
Well, no. I mean, the testicle. I got to lose the foot and the testicles. I mean, here's the game. The game clearly is.
Now, what's it going to take to lose the hand?
The game is keep going until we find, until it evens out, because I think that plenty of people have a single testicle, right? And everything still works.
I'll take it this far. You would lose both feet. to keep your right hand, wouldn't you?
Oh, I would. Now that you're saying it, I kind of I would be like, give me the 2 bionic feet, keep the hand. And then I just, I got some work ahead of me. I got some work.
All right. Both legs from the knee down.
Oh my God.
Or, I mean, it's good prosthetics. Both legs from the knee. You get to keep both balls. Okay.
Okay.
That's back on the table.
Balls are back.
Balls are back on the table. Okay.
Balls are back on the table.
Balls are back on the table. You got okay. Knee down. You got to have a prosthetic from the knee down. Okay. You could put sneakers on the thing, whatever, but knee down, and you keep the hand. Would you do that? Or you both legs, both feet, all toes, everything fine. One hand goes. I'll even say it could be your left.
Oh my God. Here's the thing now. I don't know. The only thing I'm proud of on my whole body is my calves. That's a known thing. Because they've had to support my weight my whole life, so they're shredded. But everything else, I look like a trash bag full of mango pulp.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that if I'm going to commit to 2 bionic feet and learn that life, then from the knee down, 2 bionic legs, maybe I learn that life too.
So,
but you're saying I could lose the left hand. Now we're getting kind of close. Both legs from the knee down versus just the left hand, we're evening out. Now I think it's a little bit of a tougher one. I still think, you know what? With the invention of slacks years ago is really helping still now. You get yourself a nice slack and nobody knows.
Dude, I think this is my favorite episode because of how silly it is.
Yeah.
It's so fucking silly and it's so funny, but it's so true that giving up a hand, gun to your head.
If you go thigh high.
No, that I wouldn't do. Yeah, no.
Then I'm going left hand. But if you give me my kneecap still, I might go just 2 badass bionic legs, man, like knee down.
All right. Both legs, full legs, thighs, everything, both.
So it's just my balls up that I have.
Your balls up.
I know what I have. All right.
I mean, it's gonna be just your fucking head. Soon.
Yeah.
Your both legs, or you lose your entire right arm.
Oh Jesus, fuck! I'm getting depressed here. God damn it! I mean, all right. Oh my goodness.
I just love your rationale.
I might go in a case like that. Because then I don't know the semantics of about like up to the I don't know about both legs losing those. I think I would go right arm, and then I would really just like it'd be like a Rocky montage, and I would learn how to make my left arm be what my right arm used to be.
Right.
And then I just
have your legs.
Yeah, because it's something because I don't know that might affect mobility more than I care to risk.
Yes.
And then really, I tell you, my legs really are the only thing on my body that's worthwhile. Like it would be weird if I was just a torso. I mean, I wouldn't even be able to like say, look, at least I got my beautiful legs. So I think I might go right arm and then I already have an ample bosom as well. Maybe I start wearing tanks.
You know what? And by the way, we mean absolutely no disrespect to anybody that lost any limbs.
No, I know. Friends. I have friends. I'm just, but this is. I mean, it still is a hypothetical that makes you think.
It's
just
a hypothetical that
makes you focus on, what you use, how you use it, these things function, and what's more important to you is really all we're really talking about.
So I think what we're saying is the hands are more important than the legs and feet in life because of advances in technology and what's gone on here, that we can, I think, using the touching, the eating, putting shit on a fucking sandwich with even the butter knife, the whole thing. I think just all of that. I think, you know, in your sexual relations, this is more, unless you're into fetishes, you know, the legs down aren't really a bedroom thing.
Yeah. Yeah. The legs down are not, you're right. You're right.
Now, what I would like any of the listeners, the patrons, when you come on to this and you see this episode, let us know if we're missing this. Because gun to our heads, we're keeping the hands. And you saw I negotiated.
We're gonna have a listener with experience that has found them. Maybe they got attacked by a shark or they had an issue, and they you know, and they'd be a good sounding board because they're living it. They know they've already adapted. They've already overcame the adversity, and maybe they could be like, "I'll tell you, really, it's not that bad." You don't know. I don't know what they. You know, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, so we can definitely do that. We can actually touch on this and then revisit because there is somebody that's going to watch this, Sal, and go, these two got it wrong. These two got it wrong because I think what they're going to say is what you just said about the rocking montage. I think they're going to say, doesn't matter. Your brain is going to make the other hand do everything you wanted it to do. And you got your legs, you know what I mean? And so
although we started off a finger for a toe and we went 2 full legs for a full arm. It's like we were in a game of Texas Hold'em. We just keep upping the ante.
Well, the original one, and let's end on this. Let's do the original one real quick. We'll do it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You lose one ear.
Right.
You lose one ear or 2 fingers on it, or 2 fingers on a hand. You could pick the fingers.
Right.
Oh, no. You can't pick the fingers. One of the big boys has to go, but you lose the ear.
Oh, I thought you said you could pay.
Oh, so okay. So what you're saying is you would lose the fingers, but not the big boys.
If I could choose the fingers, then I would keep my ear and lose these 2 guys right here. And then, man, it would be tough, but I would do it. I would do it because, again, I honestly don't know what the pinky's doing for me in my daily life. The ear, like, you know.
I haven't seen your ears once during this Zoom.
Yeah, I know. The ear, yeah, I could just do this, and then you don't know either. Yeah,
I mean, there's
well, let me ask you a
hats.
question. Are you just losing like the actual, you know, the actual ear, or are you losing hearing in the ear?
No. You could hear.
Okay.
You're not losing hearing, but it's not a Holyfield either. It's a big chunk.
Right. You're not wearing earrings. You know, your hats are always going to look asymmetrical.
This part is just going to be a little flatter. You could still hear, okay, but you keep your hand. I think I would do that, man. I think I would rather get over this being flat and still having my ear. Maybe they could do something where they take a piece of my ass or my hip and they try to do something. But I think I would do that rather than, you know, fuck with the digits.
Oh, it is really, really tough.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people judge you, unfortunately, the second they see your face. Like they look at you, they look at your face. That's where they're going first. And not that there's any, and I guess you're right. Not that there's like, what asshole's gonna be like, this person has no ear, I'm going to, I mean, how does that really affect you? It doesn't really. Maybe in terms of being in a relationship with someone, if that person is a little vain or something, and they think like, but then you don't want to be with that person anyway, right?
Yeah,
so
and I think I would rather have that person get over that, like, you know, just seeing this area than me kind of always.
Well, your life is immediately affected here, right? You can do less, but if you lose an ear, you really doesn't prohibit you in any way.
If I lose an ear, I'm still playing Call of Duty tonight.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? You flipped me because I'm going to keep these 2 and then nothing. And then the ear. And then I just, you know, I could choose to, you know, whatever I want to do here. I could just grow my hair long or just freaking own it. You know, people did it. Van Gogh did it.
I was gonna say the kid that cut it off for the girlfriend. Yeah. So, you know, he cut it off and he sent it in a fucking envelope. So it's like, you know, he wasn't doing that with fingers. Plus, it's probably a lot less painful too. Let's talk about pain. I think that. So I think we could both agree an ear goes and we keep. I think the point of this gun to the head is we just keep the hands intact.
Yeah, hands are the king.
Hands are the king. This was Sal. I got to tell you something, dude. I didn't think I was going to laugh like this because guys, just so you know, I mean, this is the Patreon and this is what we do on this thing where we kind of say, which would you rather? This started with, first we were going to do the ear like we just did. Then we took it to toes and fingers. Then we got to legs. I mean, the whole thing. And I think what it comes down to is gun to your head. Everything goes at all costs. You keep the upper, this. Yeah. God willing. Yeah.
God willing. Yeah. We were actually going to do something else that we really also are passionate about, which is ocean versus pool. But then we thought, why don't we raise the stakes a little bit and make this like a real decision to make? So that's why we end up losing appendages. It's true.
Yeah. And I think that, you know what? Stay tuned. Because maybe down the line, I know you're a pool guy. I'm an ocean guy, but I know you like a good ocean trip too. We can do that in a future. We could do that in a future.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to doing any more episodes. It'd be great.
Yeah, no, we're going to talk about what animals you want to kill us. You know, the whole deal. What's scarier, flight turbulence or out of control in a car? I mean, we're going to do the whole thing. That's what this show is, and there's nobody better really. Because you analyze everything. And that's what I like. You take every single part, and your buddy actually, who takes it real far too, is Joe Gatto. Because when we were on that cruise, he made some good points about cereals. And he took it, he thinks about it too.
Yeah, that's exactly, he does, yeah. 100%.
And just so you guys know, one of the greatest, smartest things about Sal is Sal said, Giannis told me this about you. You said the two most important things and the two most things you use the most are your bedding, right?
Yeah.
You said bedding and footwear. Is that what you said?
Correct.
Yeah. And if you think about that, and that's why you broke down the appendages so smartly, is because you really think about one's comfort and one's day-to-day use of necessity.
Yeah, it's really a mental prison. I walk around and I'm just thinking about these things, and I wish I wouldn't, but I obsess over every little thing. But I will say, from what I gather, we spend a third of our life, on laying down, and probably at least a third of our life on our feet. So I spare no expense when it comes to footwear and bedding.
No, I mean, you're a man that came to my house with a handful of pillows.
That is correct.
And I'll never forget it.
I want to see you get a good night's rest.
Guys, this has been episode number 5 with Sal Vulcano. Let us know, write in to the Patreon. Let me know if you got a friend that dealt with this. If you want to, we're really talking gun to the head, which you would rather do. Sal, thank you so much for being on the show, dude. It is so hilarious. You had me crying, and we'll do it again, brother.
Love you, brother. That's awesome.
You're the best.